I've talked to kids who are in that class right now, and it's absolutely disgusting what we're facing right now.
Earlier this month, we delivered the goods to the enabling educrats of the Halton District School Board. We proved that the infamous transgender shop teacher with the Z-cup breasts is a fraud, a liar, a cheat, and perhaps even a sexual pervert. And yes, we have the video evidence.
Why are you dressing inappropriately in front of children? Can you believe it, folks? Like a cornered rat. He ran for the hills. He didn't even have the guts to come back to his car. He's abandoned it here. He called an Uber and he's skedaddled, well, who knows where. I guess he's got to come back for his car at some point. Maybe he's going to have it towed to his condo. But did you notice? No breasts.
Well, so much for one of Lemieux's biggest lies, that those huge breasts are real. That's what Lemieux told the New York Post 2 months ago, that he started developing his mammary glands at the age of 39. Oh, and he can't find a proper bra due to the size of those breasts. So we will all just have to get used to those eraser-sized nipples protruding through his sheer blouse. Gross.
Step back, I think I'm going to vomit!
Anyway, the Lemieux narrative was that those boobs were the real McCoy, not made in China silicone props. And how many people on the planet believe that? But here's the thing, those virtue signaling wimps at the HDSB pretended to believe Lemieux. It was an out for them, you see. Lemieux's gargantuan breast was akin to a handicap. And no reasonable person would expect a disabled person to be terminated based on his or her disability. But as we proved earlier this month, Lemieux makes use of strap-on breasts. We bought the same set from eBay, $500 or $250 per boob. So now that the jig is up,
Got him!
We were fully expecting the HDSB at its meeting last week to fess up and state that Lemieux was being fired with cause. But no. According to the Burlington Post, here's what the woke joke board stated. HDSB will continue, quote, to prioritize students by setting an example of a board that is inclusive, accepting, and rooted in the belief of upholding human rights for everyone that is a part of this community. As educators guided by a board rooted in human rights, we have an obligation to teach acceptance, inclusion, and respect. And we don't take that obligation and that privilege lightly, end quote. Can you believe it? Apparently, acceptance, inclusion, and respect must be shown to a staff member who is a fraudster and likely a sexual pervert. Oh, and being inclusive means there is still no dress code for teachers in Halton District, even though such rules exist for students and even Halloween costumes. Indeed, so much for that phrase, crime doesn't pay, because the HDSB's so-called solution to the Lemieux problem is to pay this dude to stay at home collecting a full salary plus benefits. Courtesy of the ever-beleaguered taxpayer, of course. In fact, Lemieux has so much time on his hands that the rumor mill has it that he is seeking employment as a waitress. Why does one particular restaurant chain immediately spring to mind?
If you like what you see here on the outside, you're gonna love what you'll see on the inside.
One last note, I quoted from a mainstream media outlet because I have been banned for life from going to any Halton District School Board property. Why? Well, here's why.
Well, I don't know. I think they're obviously transphobic. They can't handle a birthing person like me asking them questions. I'm getting so nervous my uterus is about to fall out, let me tell you.
We have 20 trust in this,
16,000
It's none of
signatures.
you.
That's what you do in response
Excuse me.
to asking about the children? Children. Innocent
Just take the
children.
petition and I'm gone.
Children. We as adults are supposed to protect the children.
You can't.
Oh, shame!
And you know what?
Shame!
Why?
Shame!
Why?
Shame.
Why is he subbing in other classes? Why is he not restricted to only the shop room while we deal with this situation? Why is he subbing in grade 10 math and grade 10 science with 15-year-olds? They're 15. They're 15. This
Cowards!
school is ignoring the
Look at you running away!
us.
Running away! Why don't you answer?
You're the adults the children depend on? Really? This is a sad world we live in when the children don't even have adults to depend on them to protect them.
Yes, that was yours truly last October attending an HDSB public meeting. You see, the educrats, they were so offended by my fake giant breasts and my attire that they fled the room and then banned me from ever attending again. The irony is perverse, isn't it, folks? The HDSB is totally down with that radical transgender revolution, well, when the revolution is taking place in the classroom, in front of minors, that is.
It's me, your teacher, Mrs. Garrison.
You guys, Mr. Garrison has titties.
I had a sex change operation. My penis is now a vagina and I'm experiencing womanhood for the first time in my life. See you in class.
When transanity comes into the inner sanctum of the school board trustees, well, that's a little bit too much for them to handle. That's too impolite, too perverse. So security is summoned and the police are called. Educrats are special, you see. They know what's best for your children. And if you have a problem with that, well, accommodation can be arranged for you at the local penitentiary. Busted, we have proven beyond a shadow of the doubt that Kerry Lemieux is a liar. He did not acquire some sort of condition that caused his breasts to grow into Z cups. That's something he previously stated on the record. So he has to go. As well, so does the Director of Education, Curtis Innes, him. He has to be removed from the Halton District School Board as well. Folks, please go to our petition, which is protectthestudents.ca. That's protectthestudents.ca. Put your name to it, and let's send a message to the Halton District School Board.